Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I go by the name of Tari Manisa for those of y'all that are new here, aka the coolest advocate. For those of y'all that are returning subscribers, thank you so much for always tuning in. Thank you for the consistency. I appreciate the love and I appreciate the comments. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the subscriptions. I appreciate you guys sharing the content. I appreciate just all the feedback and stuff. Okay, so I know that for some of y'all, this is probably not the kind of video that you're looking forward to watching, because some of y'all are simply on this channel because story time, and I understand that, and it just so happens that I've got different audiences on my channel, but I just kind of felt like I really wanted to film this today, specifically because I was just talking to a friend of mine, also a colleague. Some of you guys know her because I've posted some content that makes mention of her, but she's also been posting a whole lot of legal content. She was a candidate attorney for some time, and yeah, her name goes by Malefa Dlamini. She's also on YouTube, and yeah, she's a sweet girl, a sweet friend of mine. So I was talking to her, and upon talking to her, I just got like really overwhelmed, and I guess really emotional, and that's why this is not a story time. That's why this is just like a random video that none of y'all probably expected today, because I did post a vlog of me going to court and all of that over the weekend, and now I'm back, and I'm not back with story time, and I'm not back with another vlog, but there are some questions that have been asked a lot on my Instagram and on my YouTube and on Twitter as well as Facebook, and I just thought that it would be appropriate for me to answer those questions before like getting into a vlog or a story time or anything like that. So as promised, I will be dropping a story time this week definitely, but at this point in time, I think I should answer some of the questions, right? So as I was saying, that I was feeling a little bit emotional after talking to Malefa, because we were talking and I was asking her about what she's doing, because she was doing her articles and now she's not practicing as an attorney, but she's working somewhere else. And so I was just asking her and inquiring on like what's going on, what's happening, how are you doing, and all of that. And it just really got me to thinking about, we also started speaking about YouTube, right? And just social media and the impact that I guess we've had on people with or without knowing it. So I think at first when I started sharing my sharing my story, so I just feel like every story, I got cuts there. I don't know what happened, but just something to do with my lighting. Also, I broke my stand, so my ring light is just situated in a funny way now, and it's just a bit crazy. But in any case, what I was saying is that I was talking to her and I got to thinking about just how I've shared so much on this channel. And when I started my YouTube channel, that was also obviously by the influence of some of my friends and family members that were just like, you're such a good storyteller, you should tell some of the things that you've been through. And those people that do know me personally know, excuse my 2 index fingers, I bumped them, I guess, because I use them a lot when I'm doing stuff, and I'm just gonna go get new nails done. I've had these for quite a while now, so I'm gonna get them done this week. Gachas was coming on Thursday. So in any case, if you've been there, you would know like so many of the things that I've been through, and just like the transition from high school and all of that craziness to where I'm at now. And I definitely think that is a story worth telling. I never really thought though it would have like anything would come out of my channel, right? But we're on the way to 1,000 subscribers now, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm grateful to everybody that has subscribed to this channel for whatever reason you subscribed, whether it's because you are just supporting me, whether it's because you actually find me entertaining, whether it's because a friend of yours told you to subscribe or whatever, or whether it's because you're actually learning from my content, because there's people that are actually benefiting from my content. And I think that's what the people that I am now filming for. Also just the people that reach out on my other social media platforms, on my Facebook, on my Instagram, all of that. That is a lot of people. And I was saying to Malifa, you know, when I was talking to her and we are just talking about how crazy this profession can get, I then said to her, you know, after I sent her a message, I was just like, I'm happy that you're working, and I'm happy that, you know, you're happy, like, you know, and so forth. And I then I felt like a deep sense of being overwhelmed. And I just started praying, right? And I had like this intense prayer, and I was just talking to God, and I was like, you know, I need you to like give me clarity on a lot of things. And I know that I've been so focused on what's coming next, you know, the next big thing, the next great thing, that I haven't taken as much time as I would have loved to, or as I would love to just husa and just, you know, acknowledge the fact that everything that I'm doing, I kind of also wanted to be in alignment with my spiritual life, because I feel like I'm so obsessed with work, and I've been so obsessed with work that it becomes so difficult to balance out every single aspect. So of course I still pray, and I still have a very deep relationship about God, but I've also not been too intentional about the fact that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I kind of want to steer my life in the direction of giving glory to God at the end of it all. I want everything that I'm becoming and everything that's unfolding in my life to be an example of what it's like to live by the grace of God, to be blessed by God, to be favored by God, to be guided and guarded by God. And I say this very loosely, because I feel like in as much as I try my best to always be godly, to always remind people that God is good, to pray up and all of that, it just makes so much more sense when you're living a life that really does glorify God. And I was saying to God, you're in the madness of everything that's happening. When we get free time, we go out, we have drinks, we get drunk, we have to deal with crazy hangovers, we miss church sometimes, and you know, it's not all intentional. And I was just kind of praying for him to just kind of align me with his will, but also align me with his purpose, right? For my life, because his will is obviously perfect. So in any case, I realized that a lot of people are very much in the dark about this profession, and people don't really know what to expect. And I myself, when I was still in varsity and so forth, I don't think I was really prepared for any of what I'm dealing with now. As a legal professional, as an advocate, as a junior advocate, you know, in South Africa, in a country where women in this profession have not been given the same credit, no matter how good they are, as men in the profession, where every time you are achieving something, the goalposts are kind of moved to make it just more difficult for you to get to your maximum potential. Now we're dealing with the issue of the state attorney, and you know, the bars are suing and all of that, and the issue of tendering bids, and that whole process that's unlawful, and just the whole process of how difficult it just makes it even for juniors to survive. You know, your first year of practice is literally hell. Your second year is supposed to get better, but your third year is apparently where it's supposed to get like better, like where you're supposed to see the difference. And that's crazy, because not everybody has 3 years to succeed. Why must I wait 3 years? Why can't it happen? Like, why can't I grow based on my capabilities? Why can't I grow based on my talent? Why can't I grow based on my dedication and my hard work? But that's not just all that it takes. Yeah, it takes a whole lot of patience, a whole lot of ass kissing. I hate to use that word, but it is what it is. And like there's a whole lot of stuff that goes in, and it's overwhelming, guys. Like, today is one of those days where I was just like, I don't feel like showing up. I don't feel like doing anything. And sometimes it be like that. You know, last week I was all energetic. Sometimes you're all energetic and you're happy, and sometimes you're working and everything is going great. But then other days come and you're just so tired, right? Last week I was working, I was in court all the time, I was busy invoicing. But even the issue of invoices, not everybody is going to pay your invoices immediately, and you have immediate needs. You need money, you need to eat, you need to put clothes on your back, you need to travel to work. These are some of the things that I always say people must take into consideration when they go into private practice, because it's not for everyone. Not everybody can handle the entrepreneurship part of it, the part where other days are great, other days are not great. You're trying to save, but it kind of defeats the purpose of saving if you kind of need to live off the money that you're trying to save, because you don't know when your next income is going to come. So whether I got R1 million last month or whether I get R1 million next month, it's not guaranteed when I'm going to get money again. So I could need to live off that R1 million for the next 12 months, God forbid, but it's possible. And so how am I saving? Like, how am I also achieving my goals simultaneously while I'm facing this predicament, And so these are some of the things that people just need to consider when they're coming to the bar. So the initial thing that I wanted to do is that I wanted to answer some of the questions that I have here. Sorry, I told you that my ring light, I'm having a situation there. So I wanted to answer some of the questions, but even with that, my laptop it's doing its own thing, because I wanted to open some of the questions and just then read them and answer them from there. So another thing, guys, that I'm dealing with is I get a lot of random questions, and I don't believe in stupid questions, but some of the questions that I do get really do frustrate me sometimes, because sometimes I read some of the questions that people send me and I try my best to respond to everybody that sends me a message on the socials and whatnot. But some of the questions really just frustrate me, because sometimes I'm just did you even read up on this, or did you just rush to my DM to bother me and waste my time? Because it's some of the things that you're asking me, you could easily just Google them. It doesn't make sense for you to be in your third year of university and not know what the difference is between pupillage and doing articles of clerkship are, especially because I've covered so much of this content on this channel. So sometimes I get frustrated because people DM me and they ask me the most random questions, and it's but you say you watched all my videos, and if you really had watched the videos, you wouldn't be asking me this question, right? And so that is something that I deal with a lot, and sometimes I just choose to just not respond. I just don't respond, because I'm just I really seriously don't know what more I'm supposed to say. And some of these things are easily accessible on the internet, and then you assume that people are being rude or that people don't want to help or whatnot. But some of the things, it just shows that you didn't put in any effort, you don't care, you're lazy, and you just want somebody else to spoon feed you, right? Those of us that are here trying to hold the fort, trying to share as much information as we can, we're doing our best. I'm also a busy person. I've also got other things that I could be doing, but I'm sitting here and I'm filming and I'm not getting paid for it, and I'm sharing information and I'm volunteering information, and I'm telling you guys, this is what you need to do, this is how you can do this is how this is achieved, this is how this goes, wada wada wada. But some people just simply, it just goes over their heads, or they deliberately choose not to listen, and then they'll DM you hey, I just wanted to ask you, what happens after I get my degree? What do you mean what happens after you get your degree? Because you know that when you do LLB, there's different routes that you can take, and I've said this so many times, and I'm pretty sure your lecturers have said this. I'm pretty sure it's in your syllabus as well. Some of the questions are weird. What do you mean? What do you mean by what happens after you obtain your LLB degree? You don't know what to do after getting your degree. What do you want to do? Do you want to be an attorney? Do you want to be an advocate? Do you want to work corporate? What's your plan? That's where you start, and that's where your answer is going to come from. I can't say you go to the bar, because not everybody's going to go to the bar. Not everybody's also going to make it into the bar, but that's how you think. And also the question that I get a lot that really frustrates me is when people then send me DMs and they're yeah, do you think it's wise for me to go to the bar after my degree? Do you think I should go to the bar? I don't know what you want to do. I can't think for you. You need to think for yourself. You're an independent adult. You're in varsity. You're in your third year, and you're asking me what I think you should do. I share my life experiences. Do research. Go on YouTube. Check other people's life experiences. What are other people saying? Compare. Some people are candidate attorneys. What are their struggles? when they're writing threads on Twitter, Batini, what are they complaining about the most? Is that something that you're prepared to do? Also, are you a litigation person? Do you like litigation, or do you like administration, like paperwork and all of that? That will depend. Like that will determine like where you most likely supposed to go. I don't like paperwork, so being an attorney is definitely not something that I would enjoy doing, because I like being in court. I like litigating. I like drafting. But I don't like doing like administrative things and all of that stuff. It's not my thing, right? There's certain people, they are into numbers and all of that. Then that should be able to direct you to where you're supposed to go. So some of the questions, now you ask things like, how do I apply for pupillage? I've said this so many times. I've posted this on my platforms so many times. I've posted so many videos. Also, Google. Literally, if you go into your Google search bar and write requirements to do pupillage, it tells you what you need to do. Where can I get the application forms? Sometimes I'm just like, I guess I try, but I see, it's sometimes it's just like, guys, come on, please do better, like, and I love to help. I love to be as helpful as I possibly can, but sometimes I'm just like, what is going on? Like, also sending me DMs asking me how much money I make. That's such a weird question. Like, why would you ask a person how much money they make? Like, do you honestly think I'm going to tell you how much money I make, and why would I do that? Like, I've given you guys estimates of how much money you can make at the bar. Like, there's no limits, right? Depending on what you're doing. But asking me straight up, hey, how much money are you making? How much money did you make from this and this? What? Come on. Really now? Yeah. So there's also that. And then there's some people that ask me some few questions that I want to answer. But now my thing is, my laptop it's wiling out. I don't know what's happening, because I wanted to read the questions and answer them from here. But yeah, somebody asked me about the exams. Like, do you write exams similar to board exams? Yes, but with the boards, I know that they write 4 exams. With the bar, we write 5 exams. I can't say the exams are the same, but I mean, legal content is legal content, right? The Constitution will always be the Constitution, except there's different ways of these exams, these question papers are set differently. Counsel is required to do something different or draft differently, whatever. There's all those kinds of things. And I've never written a board exam in my life, so I really cannot speak much about board exams. I think this is why it would be great to then do your research in terms of candidate attorneys and whatnot. Another thing that I always knew also, like even when I was in varsity, is that the way I hate numbers and accounting and as much as other people say it's not that difficult, I don't think that's true, because a lot of candidate attorneys are failing bookkeeping like crazy. I don't know what is happening there, but a lot of people are just not passing their board exams. And when you ask a lot of people what's happening, they all complain about the same thing, which is bookkeeping. I always knew from the get-go that even if I have to do articles, bookkeeping is going to be like a hurdle. Like, obviously I'm going to pass it, but it's just going to be something that's going to frustrate me for a while. I've always known that. And I would take any reason to not do something that will frustrate me. This thing that just keeps on falling. It's so frustrating. Okay, so I finally managed to get this thing right. And so without wasting any more time, any further ado, let's just get this thing straight. I appreciate these nice comments. Like, thank you for always going the extra mile to give us court content. I enjoy it so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so here are some questions. There's not a lot of questions that I'm going to answer because I'm trying to find them all like under managing all my comments. So love you. Please, can you do a video on advocates admission exams, the pupillage year, and if there are any PLT training at lead for advocates like there is for candidate attorneys? I'd just like to know. So advocates after university, similar to the videos of candidate attorneys, if you don't mind. So what I'm getting from this is that you want to know what are the advocates admission exams? So I haven't seen the videos. Some candidate attorneys, I don't know what they talk about in their videos regarding the exams, but I assume you are talking about their board exams. So with us as well, we write something similar to what is called, we write something similar to the board exams, but it's actually called bar exams. And yes, there is like an advocacy training thing on Lead. This is from Lead, actually. The certificate is from Lead. Not everybody has done this, actually, is what I recently learned when we're submitting these other papers of ours, but some people have done it. So basically, this is like your law school. Some advocates have done, well, when they do pupillage, you pretty much do the same thing, but also with Lead. Some people still go back and do this. So I think you can still take this course again after becoming admitted if you want to. I think it's a waste of time though, but if you want to, you can, and you pay for it. So this one, you can also use it for enrollment. So if you are an advocate that did your pupillage through the LPC, then this would suffice for you to get admitted. You could use this Lead certificate for your admission, right? So basically, all the pupillage programs, everybody does advocacy skills, including trial and motion court proceedings, which is what is divided into 5 exams. So with your board exams, there's 4 exams, and with advocates exams, there's 5 of them. So all of these modules are kind of like then merged into the 5 different exams, right? So advocacy skills, including trial and motion proceedings, alternative dispute resolution, constitutional law, civil procedure, criminal procedure, customary law, information and communications technology for practice, and associated aspects of cyber law, legal writing and drafting, which is crazy because that's like it used to be 8 hours for that exam, and now it's 5 hours. So that's our 5th exam. And then there's professional conduct and legal ethics of advocates. So I think everybody does ethics. Candidate attorneys do ethics, we also do ethics. And guys, remember, the law is the law, and we are creatures of statute. So the Criminal Procedure Act will always be the Criminal Procedure Act. It would just be variance in how the exams are set. So obviously my board exam, my bar exam, that is criminal procedure content, will be set differently as opposed to a candidate attorney's board exam, right? For instance, I'm counsel, so when I'm writing my exam, they'll probably give me a question with a scenario that would require an advocate's intervention. So it would be like you are getting instructions from your clients, what attorneys to act on behalf of the clients, so and so and so in this kind of situation, wada. And then you have to apply the law. So the legal content itself is the same, except that as counsel, your instructions are different as opposed to the attorney. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't remember my bar exams. I don't remember what I was asked. I have the questions somewhere, but I'm not about to go through all of that. Again, I went through that once, and maybe one day, but like not right now, not in this video. So the exams are just like more or less the same. The content will always be the same because the Constitution, Section 28 of the Constitution, will always be about children's rights, right? So whether you're writing board exams or bar exams, if they're asking you about Section 28 of the Constitution, you're going to have to answer that in terms of what Section 8 of the Constitution says and what you're asked. It's really just, it's that. So with legal writing, obviously we draft different things. We draft a lot of papers. Like advocates spend a lot of time drafting, and then those are legal arguments, are heads of arguments, and so forth and so forth. And we're going to present those arguments in court, and just whole back and forth during legal proceedings and stuff like that. Counsel will be drafting most of it when briefed by their attorney. And so with legal writing, it's literally a 5-hour exam of drafting different legal documents, different precedents. You'll be drafting opinions, draft a memorandum. They can throw you under the bus. You need to know everything. So you don't know what they're going to ask you. They're going to give you a scenario, and they say draft the particulars of claim, and then add your own information here and there. So you'll have to know how to draft the particulars of claim off by heart. Draft the summons. When they can say to you, draft an ordinary summons or draft a combined summons. What's happening? You have to be able to draft that off by heart, the notice of motion, and then the particulars and whatnot and what's not, right? Draft a legal opinion. You need to know the format of a legal opinion. yeah, that's that. But pupillage, it is very much it's recommended that you just go to the bar and you do your full pupillage there and not just the course that you can get on lead, because you can get the whole course thing, go lead, and then you do like an independent advocate as your mentor and whatnot, but you're not going to learn as much as, you know, being at the bar, because being at the bar exposes you to different advocates that are in different fields of the law, and you get to go to court more regularly and you interact with more people and you get more practical experience, as opposed to using a individual advocate and then just doing the law school through lead. It's, you know, it's not as beneficial, you know. But in any case, with practice value, you only learn during practice. Most of the stuff you learn as you go, so it's one of those things. I'm currently a third year and I don't want to go the attorney route. Okay, if you don't want to go the attorney route, the best thing for you to do would be to do your pupillage or find other avenues that you want. Thank you. Can't imagine how you cope with the workload you have. Keep drafting those invoices and stay authentic. We are learning from you and consider tapping into the field of advocacy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, someone else said that they missed their application for 2024. Guys, you know, in February, start looking through the bars that you want to go to and like start, you know, familiarizing yourself with what the advocacy application is going to be like. Thoroughly prepare yourself for that, you know, and then just make sure that you keep on doing a follow-up to find out when the application forms are going to come out, because each bar takes out the application forms at a different time. Make sure you don't miss the deadline. Like, that's the best I can say regarding that. Okay, these are mostly comments. You're doing well, counsel. I love it for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. So a lot of people have also been asking me questions like, do I recommend a person going straight to the bar immediately after varsity? And I've answered this so many times, you guys. I've answered this so many times. I always say I cannot answer that question. Every person differs. Your circumstances differ. What you want differs. Your financial background differs from mine. I cannot give you that advice and say, do it, don't do it. I wanted to do it. I did it. I'm still doing it. Other people are doing it. Other people have not survived it. So really do your research. Are you going to cope? I've given you a lot of information regarding what will be required, you know, the potential costs that you're going to have to incur, chamber fees, transport fees, not getting paid, whatever. Pan-African Bar Association of South Africa, which is PABASA, is the only bar right now that is giving a stipend to pupils that are doing the pupillage. No other bar is doing it, right? The bar that I'm at, PABASA, is the only one that's doing it so far. That should tell you a lot about transformation and how intentional these other bars are about transformation. I'm not going to mention names of other bars. I'm talking about the one that I know that is giving that stipend. That stipend can go a long way, because without it, we will land. Because I am like, what are you going to eat? If you don't have a supportive family, or if your family, like you're coming from a family where the finances, it's not looking good. How are you going to survive that? And I'm not saying do it, don't do it. I'm just saying that these are some of the things that I've spoken about so many times. And these are the things that you need to take into consideration. Now, I've spoken a lot about Lana, gufuneka ma bar fees, gufuneka ma transportation fees, gufuneka ma what fees. Like, there's a lot. Kuningi nje. Right? And so with that being said, those are the things you need to take into consideration. Don't ask me. And then Ksasa, when you go to the bar and then you sing flames, after 6 months, you're like, I'm the one that said you must do it. No. Go and tell her what you must for yourself, and then think about it. And then ask yourself, am I going to survive this? Am I going to be able to make this work? And that is where your answer should come from. Not from asking me. I cannot give you those answers. Do I think you should be an attorney or an advocate? I can't give you that answer. That's literally something I can't answer. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the number of times that this thing has fallen. It's time for me to wrap up this video, because what is this? The number of times that this ring light has fallen. It's giving me the ick. Like, I'm irritated now. But yeah, I think on the video that's coming up, I'm gonna share that video soon. that video has a lot of a questions that I was asked and answered, but those were like general questions. So I think I just wanted to share how I'm feeling today and how I'm seeing your questions, and I'm gonna try my best to give you guys content and try to walk you guys through this entire journey. What's actually happening right now is I'm trying to cut this video short because this lighting situation is boring me, number one, because this thing keeps falling, and secondly, it's cold, guys. We are in this week where there was hailstorms in Midrand yesterday and all of that, and it's cold, and I kind of just want to get into my blankets now. But this video was just a random video that I decided to post in between the content that's actually well thought out and planned and stuff. But I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that it was informative. Some of the questions, like I said earlier on, are things that are actually available on the internet. Like, I prefer it if you actually do your research first, and then after you do your research, then you come and you're like, okay, I did this, and then I still can't find the answer to this. Can you please give me direction onto how to deal with this? Because Nina, you guys literally ask me what is, like, you guys will ask me things like, what is privilege? You can't be serious. Like, you can't be serious. So guys, please don't do that, because then you just make me not want to answer people's questions. You just make me feel irritated when, like, I get questions in the DM. I'm just like, ugh. So there's no such thing as a stupid question, but there are silly questions. And so here's another question. Somebody asked me, hi counsel, how do you do with non-payments or delayed payments for work done? Look, Sana, that's what we have the LPC for there. If you don't pay, so you say LPC to report you. Attorneys know this, but they always do it within a certain time frame of not like allowing it to get to that point where you take them to the LPC. But that's the route to take. If they don't pay you, you then have to take them to the LPC. It's very frustrating, but then you just do a follow-up. Hey guys, yung patalani my invoice, that type of thing, and just hope that they actually do pay you. But when they don't pay you on time, then we are because some attorneys will chill for years and not pay you the entire year, bruh. And it's just like, bro, what's happening? And with that being said, that money, like, you should be able to get interest for that money. So when you say it's okay, you just go to the LPC and you report that person. Go say, hey, brother, this person's not paying me my money, and you find that person has money, because remember, it's not their money also, so it's clients' money, and they're supposed to keep that money in a trust. So obviously they don't want that kind of smoke. We'll see now they being reported for non-payments and things like that. Nobody wants that. Like, nobody wants that. That's just not something you would want. So that's how you deal with izinto non-payments and things like that. I guess another question. Okay, counsel, how do you deal with like not getting any briefs, and what can you do to like actively get briefs? That's crazy. That is hard. You can't really tout. You're not allowed to tout, but you can just market yourself to attorneys by going around introducing yourself to more attorneys and trying to build meaningful relationships with them. That's the only way. Try and work with your seniors. Do deviling work. Something I've also addressed before. Do deviling work. It helps, and when you do get deviling work from your seniors, make sure that you do a good job so that they can also recommend you to other seniors. And ultimately, one senior is going to say one day to their attorney, listen, I've got this junior, she's really good, she's diligent, she's a hard worker. Can you please just give them a brief, even if it's a smaller kind of matter? Or can you rope them in the matter with me, like as my junior? Or when you have briefs, brief them, that type of thing. It really does help. It goes a long way. It's worked for me so far. Hi, New Sabi. Do you think it's a good idea to go door to door while I'm still a student, like volunteer chambers, even when I'm not admitted? I'm doing my second year in LLB right now, and I loved this video. I don't think so. It depends. If you want to be a candidate attorney, it would help you to do door to door vacation work at law firms, but as an advocate, I just don't see how that will benefit you much. I'm not saying don't volunteer. I just don't see how it would benefit me for for me to go door to door and do vacay work at chambers when I want to be an advocate, because the only way to become an advocate is to do pupillage, and you need to get accepted into the pupillage program, and then you do it for a year, and then after that you get your admission. So I don't know if you want to be an attorney, I think that would help you, because vacation work, then you can also put that on your CV. And some candidates, some attorneys, then they prefer candidates that have done some form of work, got some sort of a background, because they don't want to really teach you everything from scratch. So in that regard, it would help you, but I don't necessarily see how it would help you much as counsel. You know what I mean? If you want to do maybe by a PA or an intern or all of that would then help you, because you'd have that experience of seeing what the environment is like. The only other thing you do that for is to just familiarize yourself with the environment, and maybe see if you would want to be at the bar, or if you actually like the experience and this is something that you'd want to do at a later stage, right? But at your second year, your biggest focus should be studying and passing your exams, and not so much so door-to-door stuff. That's not your portion. He did what? What field of law was that brief? Somebody asked me what field of law was that brief, and I really don't know which brief this particular person is talking about, but I'm assuming it's one of my briefs. Okay. Congratulations for the achievements. I'm really happy and proud of you. Hard work finally paid off. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hello, my beautiful friend. Guys, some of the comments. You guys are funny. That thing about you pull out all exhibits. Getting into it, it's story time. Okay. Yeah, guys, I think those are all the questions I'm trying to answer now. Otherwise, this video is going to be too long, and we don't want that. So we should cut it off here, and then I'll do a story type sometime and post it. But yeah, I hope that this was informative in some extent, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, I hope that you'll subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Do it now. Press on that button. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, please. And thank you. We're on the road to 1,000, and thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate that so much. I can't believe we're actually almost 100 and something more subscribers to go. That is crazy. I didn't expect that to happen, but well done to us, and thank you guys. So yeah, guys, this is it. I'm gonna sign out. Your coolest advocate. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower and get into my blankets and watch something on Netflix. I love you all so very much. Yeah, have a nice evening. Bye.